Birdiebee has its first fashion show. Is Brie overextending herself? And is Maya ready for the catwalk? All that and more. Total Bella's after show on AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey y'all, what's up? Back with a full panel today. My name is TK Trinidad. We have right next to me Tay Alexandria.
Hey guys, what's up?
And she's back from her travels around the world being a stylist to the stars, wanting to have her boobs out all over the place. Ms. Mo Loveless.
Yes, I'm here. Monique Loveless. Hi.
And the knowledge, the encyclopedia of
That's
wrestling
me.
knowledge.
Yes,
we have
yes.
Miss
Right
Leslie
here.
about
I
to
am
graduate.
Yep.
About to graduate.
About to graduate.
Yes.
I thought you talked to her every day. How do I know that?
Probably because I don't remember things that
I
are not.
told you about my graduation party.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Anywho, how did you guys feel about this episode?
First of all, Nikki gave me all types of life with that Rolls Royce pulling up to her fashion show. That's something I would do, to be honest. And I feel really bad for Brie. I feel like she just can't balance anything and get it together. I hope she does.
I'm glad that we saw more of Brie, and because I'm tired of the whole Nikki and trying to find a guy in her love life and stuff.
It'll be back next week.
It will, but still, I feel like seeing more of Brie and
It's a
stuff
Brie
like that.
heavy episode.
Yeah, I like that too because it gave us a little something different, more of what she's like kind of going through. So.
Of course, like me, I love to see the wrestling part of it, how she did both Raw and SmackDown, and how she was the only one doing two storylines at the same time, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of, but last week while I was on the plane and I wasn't here, I watched Raw Live Tag Team.
Nice.
I'm so proud of you.
I need to catch
Good
up.
job.
Yes.
She's getting there, guys.
Did you watch the pay-per-view last night?
Don't take too many steps. Don't take too many steps.
Well, let's kind of get into the wrestling part of it. So Brie has been doing SmackDown and Raw, and she's just been, and then she has Birdiebee and the wine and all this. So she's just pretty much overextending herself. However, in the match with, the second match with Liv, she ended up kicking her in the face.
Yep.
And she's, kind of dealing with all of that. What do you guys think of that part of it?
Another mistake. That's what I'm saying. I just feel so. Oh, sorry. Were you about to talk?
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. I just feel like that's what I'm saying. I feel bad for her because it seems like she just can't get it together. And then like everything she's going through with being a mom and like with Birdie and everything, and to add like she kicked Liv in the face. I feel bad.
Personally, it was hard to watch.
It
Especially
was.
because she was like, after 12 years, she's never injured anyone. And
Yeah.
she has a lot of experience in the ring. So it was really hard to watch and how much it really affects her. And you could tell, I really love the moment where she went to go hug her and everything was good. But it still sucks. Like, you injured her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did feel bad. But it's the reality of wrestling.
That's what I think. Like, okay. I mean, you sometimes, I understand that she hasn't done, she's been safe for 12 years or whatnot, but, stuff happens. I was going to say another word, so I had to find some more words. Stuff happens, and you just get over it. I'm glad she apologized to her or whatever, but if you're in the ring, you automatically know that sometimes you can be injured. And it can be an accident. I don't think anybody goes in there to be like hostile towards anyone and really do that. So all in all, I feel like it was dramatized. But other than that, like,
well, I think it's to compound the fact that they just came back and they're able to take breaks and come back, so you can see where the favoritism lies. So it's just, I think if they were consistently week in and week out, and she made the mistake, it might not have been as harsh. There was that one thing, but then on top of that too, because she's a female, because this is something that it's not new. Like, this stuff happens all the time, and when the guys do it, which is what a lot of people said in the news when it first hit, when guys do it, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But when Brie did it, it was like, oh my God, she should be fired. She should be this. She should be that. And the thing is, like, things happen, and
they're in a sport, and it's like Nikki said, like, it happens in basketball, it happens in football, it happens in all other sports. Like, it can happen. It's not like she's doing it on a weekly basis.
Right.
And this is something that she's known for.
Yeah.
Like, it just happened. And it just, happened to be on a time where she's maybe felt a little off. But at the same time, like, the shiznick happens, okay? Like, okay, we get it. You apologize. Like, all the rest of it is just dramatic.
I think the reason why she reacted like that is because she was already overwhelmed.
That's what I was thinking.
And
That was my point.
the week before on Raw, she messed up really bad too, going for the dive, and it was so obvious. You know,
It was like a domino effect.
Yeah. So because she's so overwhelmed doing both storylines, that's why I think
travel.
she reacted like that. The travel, Birdiebee, business, being a mom, and she has a lot of mom guilt too. So
I get
it makes
that.
sense.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying it was very dramatic.
From
Like,
a fan's
it was-
perspective?
Dramatic from her point, dramatic from the fans.
The fans.
Like,
I feel like from both. It was dramatic from the fan. It was definitely dramatic from the fan side, but also like how they showed it to me, it was super dramatic.
yo,
about
she
how
kicked
reacted.
Liv in the face and she
yeah.
couldn't move. She literally dragged her to the corner.
I'm saying she apologized. Like,
yeah,
I
no,
don't-
like
I
take
don't
out the apology. No,
Yeah.
I don't understand.
no.
She apologized.
No. Take out the apology. She kicked Liv in the face in the ring and she dropped. Like, you don't know she had a concussion. You don't know you ended her
didn't
career.
she say
twice,
all
too?
these
No,
things.
she did have a concussion. It was a mild concussion.
Yeah,
So
but
it
the
was
thing-
a
She did?
concussion. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing
Oh.
is, you don't know in the ring, and you still have. It's live. It's on TV. Like, you're seeing she's not moving, so you're trying to get her to the corner. She's not able to do it on her own. You finish
Yeah.
the match, and she's laying out on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, as a person and a human being, like, you'd be like, oh my god, like I might have just ended somebody's career. I think that's the emotions that she was getting
Yeah.
with that.
I get it.
I
I didn't say I didn't get it, but
You just think that's dramatic?
I thought her reaction was dramatic after the fact that she went through finding Liz. Everybody was telling her. She went over there. She hugged her. She apologized to her. Like, what else can you do? Like,
But look at the
honestly,
it's the domino
I don't care
effect.
what nobody says. I'm
Like
not
the
changing my answer. So next.
All right. Yeah. That's enough. She gets it.
No,
I get
don't
it.
think- I don't think
I
she
totally
does.
understand, but like, you don't see guys doing the same thing, and
That
that's
we-
why
that
You
we-
don't know that.
That we
That's
we
why
don't see
people,
that though.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why people take it out of context, because we don't see we still don't see guys going like, oh, okay, I did this, I'm sorry, my bad, or whatever. But
Yeah,
we
we-
expect a
No,
woman.
no.
We expect a woman
Yeah, we
to
do.
go
When
all
somebody
out
gets injured,
and do all this.
No,
and-
when somebody gets injured in the NFL and it's by accident, all those guys, both teams come and they kneel around
Yeah.
that player.
They might kneel around the
They
player,
might.
but
They
They
do.
do.
But the crying and all that stuff, we don't expect that from guys.
That we know of. They're not. There's no reality show there.
Okay.
We wouldn't have seen Brie crying and all that stuff if she wasn't on a reality show.
I
Well,
thought it was dramatic.
Think of it this way too.
It doesn't
when
matter.
Paige injuries,
She's
no,
over it.
When Paige,
I am.
She's
'cause it doesn't
over
matter.
anyways, we're not gonna get anywhere. Let's proceed.
Do you guys? I have a question though. Do you guys think you might like this question? Do you guys think that, from a fan's perspective, though, that she might have potentially damaged her brand at all, Brie Mode brand?
No.
No.
No. Okay, I didn't think so either.
You have fans who like her, and you have fans who like them. You have fans who don't like them. Either way, like, it doesn't. They already have their built-in fans, so no matter what they do, barring it's anything crazy, like, they're still gonna have it. And then those fans tend to understand. The ones who
Well, there's a different.
watch enough, they tend to understand that this is a mistake, and it's ring rust, but stuff happens.
There's different types of fans too. There's little kids. There's older men who watch for the wrestling part or the other part. But there's different types of fans, so it doesn't really matter.
Just wondering.
Yeah, I don't think it would have anyway, because like I said, she's not consistent in doing that. Now, if it was somebody who's consistent in doing stuff like that, then maybe yes.
Yeah.
But
I was just saying because it happened like a week prior. She made a mistake the first time like a week prior too.
It just
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
that big though.
It wasn't. That's what I was thinking. Okay.
It's the fact that they came, like, I think everybody understands the reason why they came back and the storyline that was involved, so it's just kind of like, okay. And then I think most people knew that, like, I guessed it after Women's Evolution that they wouldn't be there, and they haven't been there since. So I
Yeah.
think everybody
Got it.
knew that this wasn't going to be a consistent thing, which is unfortunate or fortunate depending on how you look at it. So that brings us to the fashion show.
Miss
Since you came from this
Fashionista?
fashionista, how did you like the preparation of the fashion show? How did it look to you from your professional
well, they only
stance?
showed two models. They only show pretty much
Maya.
and Maya.
Maya
Maya.
and Leia.
Lauren. Yeah.
Lola.
Lola or Lauren. Yeah.
Yeah, I know she go by something else.
Yeah.
Lola. They only showed 2 of them, so I can't really tell you unless I went online and actually saw the actual show.
But in the preparation, like when Nikki was talking to Naya about like, oh, should we have dress rehearsals? Should we do this? Did that seem ill prepared to you, or is it that chaotic?
No, it's that chaotic, but I also feel like she asked valid questions. If you've never been to a fashion show or you don't know how the back end of it works, yes, those are actually, because, Naya was once a model. So those are good questions to ask. I felt like she was doing her due diligence. And I think it was, she was asking somebody who's been in the business, who knows the back. So I think that was a great thing that she did.
So their fashion show was in Arizona at the W. They asked Maya, who is an aspiring model, not quite a model yet, hasn't walked the runway, hasn't done all that stuff, to be part of the show. What did you guys feel about their decision to do that?
I think Maya, it was a good idea for her. I'm the type of person, I can relate to that, because I'm the type of person who, like, if I know I want to do something, I'm aspiring. I don't want to start off baby steps in that way. If I have the opportunity to do something big like that, and it wasn't even like major, but it was still like big enough for her as a first time, I'm gonna do as best as I can to rip the runway. Now she was a little stiff, but it's okay. It's her first time, and I think she did a good enough job for her first time. Okay, no, I see eyes. I see shade. I see eyes. For her first time though, because she could have fell in the pool. She could have tripped. There's worse things that could have happened. Oh, y'all faces.
Leslie's face. Leslie, I'll be here.
Y'all faces.
No, well, okay,
What do you think?
Well, you have to think about it too. She's 16, and she's surrounded by Brie and Nikki, who have a big brand and stuff like that. So I feel like at the end of the day, it's normal for her to feel pressured and scared. So we can't really blame her. And like Nikki said, sometimes she forgets that she's 16. She thinks she's like 20, but she's not. And I think they have to take a little bit, like a step back. And instead of like encouraging these big moments, to kind of like do baby steps.
Right.
Because it's a lot of pressure.
My honest opinion.
There we go.
Here's my honest opinion. I personally think she looks like the models out here in LA Fashion Week. Like, that's what she looked like.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. Let me find the right words for this. They have a certain type of model, and it's not really modeling, but it's not Naomi, it ain't Tyra, it's not New York, it's not Paris, it's LA.
Like,
I mean, it's
so you
like
think she can do it?
Yeah, she has room for growth. So I definitely believe she did good enough for that, and she would be good enough for out here in LA Fashion Week,
not New York,
whatever they call it. Yes.
I think the good thing.
He said no for New York. Yeah, no.
I think the good thing and the benefit with having people like Nikki and Brie and being connected, as even if she did make a mistake, she has people that have clout that would be able to smooth that over, and opposed to if she was by herself and she's trying this and she made a mistake, then that would be it. So it's kind of one of those things that thankfully she didn't, but if she did, she'd still be cool because she has people in her corner. I don't know what you mean by the LA versus New York comment, but
I know.
You mean like Instagram-y kind of like
no
type of thing?
Okay, so when you're like really a model, the best examples, because most people know these people, is like a Kendall or a Bella girl,
Hadid.
the Bella Hadid.
So are they considered real models or are they not models too?
The Hadid twins. They have they personally, the way they came up, no, they're not considered models how Naomi and them came up.
Right.
But as far as right now, yes, they're models. They have the walk. They have, I guess, the money to get it down. They have what it is to be on the real runway.
Yeah.
So if you look at them compared to look up a LA like fashion show, which is online,
are you saying
see the difference?
So when you're saying that, I'm thinking that you have people in LA where they have, not only are they hosts, they're models, they're actors, they're producers, they're like 10 different jobs, but it's like you look at them and you're like, well, I'm not being mean, but like you really a model though? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, like that's what it feels like in LA.
But with modeling, it's like modeling is okay. It's about to sound real shallow, but it is what it is. Modeling is about two things: being in tune with your body and knowing how to pose, and walking. Walking is the number one thing for modeling. If you have a walk, you will be a Naomi Campbell. If you don't have a walk, you are an LA model. There you go. Boom. Those were the words.
All right.
Okay.
So that's just like the difference. I mean, she would be really good. She didn't do a bad job. Like, I'm giving her the benefit of doubt. She could come here and
But there's also
actually
different types of
practice.
modeling too. So maybe she wants to do more print, like this, because we don't
Commercial.
necessarily know what type of model she wants to be.
Well, to me, it seemed
Yeah.
like she wants to be the full on Tyra's, Naomi's, Cindy Campbell.
But she's
type
5'8".
model.
Is that like?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
good. She's
Oh, okay.
fine. She's probably at the lower end of it, but it's like it's supposed to be 5'7" and up, but it's about 5'8" to. I mean, most of them are like maybe 5'10", 5'11", but 5'8" is fine. She's good.
Well, we learned.
Your history on modeling. Thank you.
We learned so much. And then, what did you think of Lauren's walk? 2 weeks after having a baby.
Is it bad? I don't remember it.
No, it's not, because she literally came out like she was the presenter of the show. So
Yeah.
I
Okay, maybe
don't-
that's why. I was like, I kind of don't remember her.
Yeah, she kind of just didn't. Honestly, she just didn't give a damn. She was
Yeah,
like,
I feel like she
pregnant
didn't
2
take it
weeks
that
ago.
serious.
Well, would you?
I'm still
Yeah,
bleeding.
would you? Because it's just like it's one of those things where she's not aspiring to be a model. She has this opportunity. It's documented. It's an it's just like, all right, cool. I'll go with it, but it's not gonna make or break. It's not gonna change my life.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna
Yeah.
be changing diapers tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I'm gonna be home tomorrow. It's not gonna change anything
Exactly.
in my world. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this is. Remember that time I modeled 2 weeks after I had a baby? Like it's gonna be one of those
Yeah.
And then
situations.
what did they put her in? Like just a t-shirt.
I think it's a t-shirt,
Yeah.
like
I
a
know,
jacket.
was it the
and-
jacket?
I know what they put her in, but I'm saying as far as Birdiebee, was it just the t-shirt?
I believe it's probably the t-shirt, maybe like
Was that
some
the big
pants.
mode one?
Because they don't have. She had on jeans. She had on jeans that
Yeah.
were cuffed up. She had on a pair of pumps. She had on a t-shirt with a blazer like mine, but it was
Oh.
black.
I don't know if they have the blazers now because I
They
think
don't
it's-
have none of that. Birdiebee is more lounge athletic
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm thinking she only wore the t-shirt.
I mean,
Maybe she just wanted to do it for confidence. I don't think she.
No, I think
it was, the
more
confidence
the
thing.
purpose. The whole
And the
like I
purpose.
just gave birth.
Yeah.
This is for the mom.
And y'all asked
That
me,
was
I'll do
just-
it.
That
It
was
was.
it.
Yeah.
That's
it
it.
was.
That's
it
all
was
it
just a
was.
representation.
Yeah.
I want to see like all the people who like are not familiar with like people who give birth. The fact that they wear the diapers and like there's still stuff happening down there after like the fact she said that
Yeah.
nonchalantly and the camera just left that in was just kind of like,
oh,
okay,
okay.
we just gonna show
I thought it
everything.
was great.
Yeah.
I think it was great too, but it's just the
Yeah.
fact that this is stuff that they don't talk about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is more stuff that they need to like kind of hone in on. And honestly, we've even Joseph just said it, like we on the chat, Joseph Boza, he's like
The GM,
yeah, here.
the GM of AfterBuzz.
But we see, it was nice to see more of Brie. Like we
Yeah.
see them so much. Like I feel like the brother loves the camera
JJ?
too. Yeah, JJ
Yeah.
loves the camera. Like, can we get more of them? More of kind of like what's going on with them too? I feel like that would kind of spice up the show a little bit too.
So yeah, let's get into Brie. So she's been doing a lot. I love the fact too that they're showing, you know, this is not the fact that she's married and she has somebody helping, she has a nanny, like that's great, but you're still stressed. And the fact that you have single moms doing this every day, and imagine the stress that they're also going through is like you're just seeing a day in the life. And, you know, you compound the traveling and all this other stuff and the businesses and you're trying to make it work. And then your daughter is, you know, physically showing that she's not seeing you enough. Like the pressures with that. So how did you guys feel the episode kind of did it?
It's sad, but I like that. It is
She says
sad.
with a smile.
Like, it's sad, womp womp.
But I like the fact that they showed that because you can't tell. You can't tell like from when she goes out and wrestles or anything like that. It's like, I don't know, character. But
Yeah.
it's cool to see that behind the scenes and how she really wasn't happy. And it's
Yeah,
sad,
that
but
was
like
sad.
it's true.
But I think that's for most women.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like the fact that she was able to tell Nikki's like, I'm not going to Comic-Con, you know, like you're on your own. Like she could do that. But if you're talking to somebody who like has to work and you know their kids' health and all this other stuff depends on them,
Right.
they can't say, well, I can't. I'm not doing it today.
Right, exactly. I always question this. Like, I'm glad that they showed this. Like, I'm glad that they showed more of Brie and how she's struggling with being a full-time entrepreneur, like a full-time worker and a full-time mom. But my question always is how do these single moms with like multiple kids do they?
Yeah,
that's what she
And
said.
still hold a 9 to 5, honey, because I be like, let me tell
A 9
you,
to 5
I
plus
praise-
something else.
Yeah.
I praise you right now because that has to
Yeah.
be difficult. I can't even imagine right now having my own because I be all over the place and I be like,
Yeah, and the
I
fact
don't even have a
that
dog.
and then maternity leave is like three
Yeah.
to 6 months. Like you get barely enough time with your child initially, and then you still have to go to work. And then I was talking to a friend of mine. Daycare is essentially like
Super
a
expensive.
rental payment
Yeah.
Super.
That is
for
really
one
expensive.
kid. So it's a lot.
Not just that, diapers. They're
Alone.
so
Yeah.
expensive.
Milk.
Just by themselves. Yeah.
So
I'm like half and half with Brie. Here's the thing about her. I'm really sad about her. Like I said in my overall thoughts, it's like she also had this mentality going into it, like, okay, it's gonna be easy, it's gonna be a breeze. I can do all these commitments, I can do all of this. That's a bad way of looking at anything. Like, especially if you know you're gonna be out for a sec, like how she was with wrestling and everything. And she's a mom now with Birdie, and it's just like it's kind of her fault in a way for thinking like that. Even though she is a mom, I feel for her as a mom part. Of course, it's gonna be hard regardless, but it's just like, I don't know.
I think when you're used to that type of pace, you figure that you can just do it.
Yeah.
Because she's been a wrestler. She had the business before Birdie, all this stuff. So I think she just figured, oh, it's just gonna be a short period of time, and I've done this before, therefore I can do it again. But realizing that your body changes and all these other things, and the fact that you're taking. You're thinking, okay, well, I can figure all this stuff out, and then you get there and you're like, crap.
And now
like,
she's
I
just
can't do it.
mentally exhausted to
Yeah.
the point that she said, like, I shouldn't have. What did she say? I shouldn't have done the comeback. What did she say?
Yeah.
She shouldn't have done the
She shouldn't have
comeback.
done
Yeah.
the
And that's the sad
No.
part.
That is
I
the
really
sad
liked
part.
it.
I think she just said it for the camera.
But she shouldn't have done the comeback, or
Yeah.
Well,
Because
even
honestly, I'm gonna say this. I don't know, like, I'm around my nieces and nephews and I love them, but a lot of the times, like, and I take nothing away from her because my sissy is a great, she's a great mother, but she's like, work, gives me that time away from my kids. So I
Right.
don't have to be around them like all the time, 24/7. I get this break where I'm just focused on something else, and it helps me to. And so with her saying I shouldn't have came, it's kind of your career, and I felt like she did the comeback for that reason because she sees Brian working, she sees Nikki working, she sees all these people working, and she's just at home. And sometimes you need.
well, she
to
wasn't just
switch it
at
up.
home though. She was doing like
But
her
she
business.
sometimes she needs to switch it up, and work helps you to do that. And I feel like that's why when she said I shouldn't have done the comeback, I felt like that was just in that moment
With the fake
like,
tears.
I don't
too?
know.
Yeah,
With
it
the
was
fake
just,
tears too?
I felt like it was just not. She just said it either for the camera or was just in that moment, like that she was feeling kind of like regretful.
I don't feel that. The reason I don't feel that way is because usually for most athletes, it's like when you have like you think that you're gonna be this type of athlete for your life. Right. And then just time and age and all this other stuff. And then if you're presented with the opportunity to come back, you always want to jump at it because in your mind, you always feel like you're like an athlete. So I feel with her, it's just like she had this opportunity to do this, and you get those juices like, oh, I want to be in the ring. I love the fact that fans are there. I want to feel that feeling again because you're not gonna feel it 10 years from now.
Exactly.
So it's just like I feel
so
like
a switch up from her like mom duties because those are like everyday routine duties, daily going in and out. You kind of get a routine of now what Birdie is about to be like. Birdie's 1, maybe 1.5
Yes.
or whatever. So now you know what I'm saying. She's in a routine. She kind of has more sleep now. She's doing certain things now. It's kind of like, okay, like I was first this person. So now I've added on to my duties, but I can still be this person as a mother, but to switch up, that gives me who I am, my identity too. So I feel like her saying that she didn't want like a comeback, or she shouldn't have done a comeback, was just either a spurt of the moment or it was just for the camera, because that was not.
I think it was a spur of the moment.
I think it was spur of the moment. I think it's because she was just overwhelmed. It was spur of the moment type of thing.
Yeah, that just was like,
because she doesn't seem like in that particular case, she doesn't seem like the type that would say that just for the camera.
Yeah, she's not like
On top of that,
more of like a
on
Nikki
top of
thing.
that, they're executive producers on the show, so it's not like you can blame it on the editing. Like they have control on that stuff too. So she doesn't seem like the type.
Not just that, you have to remember what's going on in wrestling. Like women are getting all these opportunities, and that's why they did this comeback, because of this all women pay-per-view, which is historic.
The purpose.
And they're changing so much in wrestling right now, which of course they want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Because they've been there for 12 years.
Yeah. And then on top of that too, the fact that they're coming in and out, the likelihood of them to actually come back again, given the caliber of women that's coming up now.
Right.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be they might make appearances, but to like wrestle again week in and week out, I don't know about that one.
Personally,
But Brie looked. I have to say this because I did watch this too. Brie looked good. I felt like Brie did good at Hell in a Cell.
Well, you have to remember they're two different wrestlers. I feel like, Nikki is very, very strong, and she has really good wrestling skills. While Brie, I feel like she's adjusted a little bit more. Like this past comeback, it was hard for me to watch her wrestle.
Brie did this,
especially because wrestling is so different now. Like when they first started, you have to remember it was for the looks, and they've evolved. So wrestling right now is all about skills. It doesn't matter how you look like.
Yeah.
And they still have that part.
Yeah.
So I feel like Nikki can fit in more with wrestling now, and she can adjust to it. Aside
If
from
she
her
can adjust to
injury,
it, yeah.
If she didn't have her injury, I feel like she could adjust to it.
And she puts in the time, but I think now she's just too busy, and she has a contract where she doesn't need to.
Right.
So
Well, and then also I feel like Brie isn't as passionate about wrestling anymore as Nikki or Brian, because she always wants to put it aside, especially for him. Like, why do you, last week, she's like, you're not going to be a wrestler for the rest of your life. And he's like, well, this is my passion.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like she's passionate like that. That's why she's so easily, puts it to the side. Because that's not what she wants to do anymore.
That makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. So we have a little bit of news.
Yes, we do.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, first things first, the Bella family was here in LA this past weekend, and they participated in Family Feud. So stay tuned for that. I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
JJ actually hit me up, and they were trying to actually get on our show, but they just couldn't make it out. So shout out to JJ for letting me know in advance.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. But we'll just make it work and getting them on Skype.
It's going to be really fun.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
think so. All right, and then next, congratulations to the It couple. They are having their second baby, and they just announced this last night at Elimination Chamber, because they like to announce everything in the ring. And then also...
Damn.
That was low-key shade.
That's what she said, that any big announcement, they're going to announce it at WWE, which makes sense. I would too if I had that platform.
and it was in the news, and it's a tie-in, so...
It was a big
I wonder if that's
pay-per-view.
part of their contract.
I don't know. I
Could
don't
be.
think so. Or maybe it was for their show too.
Well, yeah, but I wonder if it's all kind of tied in.
Yeah, maybe. All right, next, Paige's movie premieres this Friday, February 22nd, which is based off of her wrestling history and how she got to WWE. It doesn't only feature her, but it features her entire family. Which
Her mom is still
cool.
wrestling, by the way. Her mom is badass. Yeah, her mom
Yeah.
still wrestles, travels the world. I mean,
so for all you
kudos.
wrestling fans, go ahead and watch this movie this Friday. I think it's gonna be great.
it's gonna
cool.
be amazing.
Yeah, and then last night wrestling.
It's funny how she's saying it. Go ahead.
Last night, wrestling history has been made once again. The WWE Women's Tag Team Champions were, Bayley and Sasha got the championships, and now they'll be fighting for it, which I'm so excited about. I'm a big Bayley and Sasha fan, so I love the fact that women's wrestling is changing and that we got to see
Tag
this.
team.
Yeah.
Well, the time I
Tag team
watched,
now.
last Monday I watched it, so y'all have to speed me up. But what happened to Sasha? She had a
she had
storyline
an
where she-
injury. Yeah. No, it was real. It was real.
Yeah.
But she got cleared before the pay-per-view to participate.
Did whatchamacallit apologize?
Who?
What's her name?
Becky?
Yes.
Oh, no. If you haven't seen the pay-per-view, sorry.
Oh, the
I'm about to
pay-per-view is
spoil it.
amazing.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
She's not gonna watch it. Becky came out and essentially beat up Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair with her crutches.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think YouTube it is pretty badass.
And then last but not least, we want to give a shout out to X-Pac. He's part of our network and he's going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2019 with the Generation X. So that's a big moment. We want to give you a shout out and congratulations on that.
Yeah, and the fact China, they included China, which is a lot of people thought that even though I think she should get inducted by herself, but a lot of people thought she wasn't even going to be like even part of it. That seems like it's going in the right direction. So
it's a big moment.
Yeah, congratulations to X-Pac.
Congrats.
So our shadiest moment.
I love that.
Go ahead. I still got to think about it.
Oh, gosh. My shadiest moment was when Brie slammed the door in Nikki's face and was like, you need to continue to 20 steps back from me. I don't think I've ever seen Brie get that upset, especially with Nikki. Usually she's like mom to Nikki, so she's trying to like tell her what to do or, okay, whatever, or I told you so type. But she like really got upset with her. So I thought that was the shadiest moment.
I've never seen Brie this angry ever, actually. This sad and emotional.
Was it anger or was it frustration?
Maybe it was frustration. I've always seen her happy. Anyway, mine was when they were at the dinner with their fam before, like the night before Comic-Con, when she was like, I was going to tell her that, but I was like, bye, that thing. And then and she said like, whatever, that's the way life goes, like in Nikki's face.
Yeah, that was mine too.
Oh, sorry.
Definitely agree with that. No, that was mine too. Yeah. And then also GM Bosa, he said that they released the cast for Cycle 9 of Total Divas, and I believe, because he said this last week too, I believe Ronda is in it.
No way.
So, yeah.
Big news. That's big news. Thank you for that. I did not know that.
Yeah, so shout out to Bosa for keeping us on our toes.
That's cool.
Predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, after this episode, I feel like Brie isn't going to be wrestling for a really long time.
Well, it's been, when was Evolution? October?
October, yeah.
Yeah, so we haven't seen her since.
Yeah, so I think she's kind of done with wrestling. That's my prediction.
Well, I wonder, too, Maurice having the second child, is she, wanting to speed that up, too?
Well, I think she'll still be part of WWE, but not as an in-ring competitor. I think she's done with that. That's our prediction.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see what happens with this Nikki and this Armand thing.
Artem from The Bachelor.
No. Artem's from Dancing with the
Stars.
No, the guy that's coming on the previews was from The Bachelor. From last week, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that they showed for next week is he's from The Bachelor.
Oh, I thought that was Artem.
No.
They showed both.
All the white guys don't look alike.
They showed both.
Whoever that guy is, I do want to see, because
He's terrible. He was on The Bachelor with the first black girl that's ever been a part of The Bachelorette. He was one of the two finalists.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's him?
Yeah.
I don't watch The Bachelor, so I don't know.
I watched it
who none
because of
them
TMZ,
are.
so that was the only episode I watched, and she was a black chick, so I had to support.
Oh, yeah, I watched that one too.
Anyway. But yeah, I want to see that happen because I need to go. You know what? I'm rooting for Joseph. Joseph swears up and down that John and Nikki are married, and I feel like it could kind of be true.
I
Unless
want
I'm
it
just
to happen.
hoping it's true.
Yeah,
It
Gabby
kind of
said
be-
Nikki and John are still together.
and they're showing these fun, to me, it just has become entertainment. So her getting on the back of the motorcycles with these men that just don't seem like whatever.
Do you think it's
I wanna
staged
see.
just for the
That
show?
one,
Yeah.
That one in
Big
particular.
time.
That one would have
Yeah.
been. That was weird.
All the people, I don't even think he lives in LOL. He might after The Bachelorette, but he was just blah.
I don't have any crazy predictions, but other than Nikki's gonna continue living her single reality star best life, and the Bachelor dude is gonna be a fling for 2 episodes. I'm gonna go to somebody else who came from another show probably, and yeah, Brie. I think I agree with you, Brie. I think it's done,
Yeah.
or she could be pregnant now. Do we know this?
Well,
No.
they're not gonna.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
A
We'll
month.
see. You never know.
Conceived
Yeah,
now.
hopefully their PR has understood to keep stuff quiet
Very true.
before,
show.
yeah, I just always say this. I don't think that they did it right last season.
Oh,
they
last
are
season was a
doing
train wreck.
Yeah, it was a train wreck.
Yeah.
They've tightened it up this season, and I honestly always say this, like, kind of going the Kardashian way will make people tune in. You can always still tell your life, but if you tell your life just on the reality show, because you know that's what is going to bring eyes, like, I feel like doing it that way is cool. So, like, if she announces it right before their, like, 4th season or 5th season, like, that would tune, I feel like, people in.
Yeah, I think too with last year, I guess because it was legitimately on again, off again. They really didn't even know what they were gonna do too. So I think it was just kind of like with the Kardashians when the whole thing that particular season where Kim went to Paris and she got robbed. By the time that season came out, like they worked everything out as far as how they were gonna, tell the story.
But
So,
even
yeah.
before that, I don't know. This is going to show my Kardashian kind of slight fanness before when they first came out. Even before that, when her and Reggie Bush were on and off, you never knew it. You saw it on the show.
Yeah.
Like, they were on and off, but you didn't know it
Now
until...
his wife looks like Kim Kardashian. Which
Yes,
is weird.
big
She's
time.
tall,
my
though.
gosh.
She's taller. She's taller. She does kind of... he has
Kinda.
a type, but she is
lot.
taller.
And then their child looks just like North.
Yes.
Like, just like North. I mean, hey,
Whatever.
he has a type.
She has money. He has money.
Right?
They all have more money than all of us. I was gonna look. Joseph was. So it's gonna be Rhonda, Sonia, Naya, Carmela. Oh, you didn't talk about Carmela and Natty and Trinity. Oh, we didn't talk about Natty. Are you saying that for next week?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Save my tea for next week.
Predictions. I mean, I'm happy to see what Nikki's doing with her single life. Like, I'm just happy that they're happy. I'm wondering if we're going to be able to see part of the Family Feud episode on this season, because I don't know. Joseph, let me know how many episodes we have left. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see Brie and they're showcasing like the mommy life and how it is really hard and you know all that stuff. And maybe at the end of the season they will show an announcement, because it seems like it's going past it's like where they are as far as the shows. And when Brie kicked Liv, that was like in September, October.
Yeah.
So maybe by the time the show is ended, that's going to bring us to like the end of the year of 2018. So maybe there is a pregnancy announcement at the end. So you never know.
You never know.
If it is, I think I always say this about shows, that's good writing. That's good writing because
Strategy.
yeah, she kept it like I follow them on social media, so
Yeah.
that would be good. Like, can we get something that would
And they were at an event recently, both of them actually.
And they've done interviews too. She's
Yeah.
not showing or anything
No.
that we know of.
that we know, but she
That
always
we know
wears
of.
flowy stuff too.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So you never know.
Hey.
Maybe when JJ's on, we can
We'll
ask
see.
them. I did ask WWE to get them on the show, but apparently they're too busy for us. So. Anywho, where can everybody find you guys?
You can find me, Tay Alexandria, at everywhere at Tay Alexandria TV, and on Thursdays, A Million Little Things at 8 p.m.
nice. I'm Monique Loveless, and you can find me everywhere at Ms. Mo Loveless. That's MS Mo Loveless.
Yes.
Also, make sure you check out my website for all your styles, tips, and tricks, MoniqueLoveless.com, and on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. for Project Runway.
And you can find me, Leslie Cologne, at _Leslie Cologne. Your turn.
You can find me and everything at TK Trinidad. We will see you guys next week. Full panel, I think. Monique, you're in town still?
We don't know yet.
She's a diva.
She's a busy
Such a
girl.
diva.
Well.
She's a busy lady.
So you might see us, you might not. You'll see some of us full of, you never know. Until next week, guys. Ciao.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.